While the term botnets may conjure up images of robots taking over the world like in a sci-fi movie, the reality is different. Let's take a look at botnets and DDoS attacks. A botnet is a collection of computers or Internet of Things devices which have been infected by malware, allowing a malicious actor to take remote control of them. Because so many systems can come under one attacker's control, botnets can become a serious force multiplier, allowing an attacker to inflict a lot more damage than they could accomplish on their own. And compromised systems that become part of a botnet are sometimes called zombies, because they are no longer able to control their own actions. Once compromised, botnets can be used for many types of cyber attacks, including distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks, spam and phishing campaigns, spreading malware, brute force and other cyber attacks, and crypto mining. The terms botnets and DDoS attacks are related but not the same. Botnets are the actors. DDoS attacks are the actions. A DDoS attack is an attempt to make an online service, usually a website, unavailable by overwhelming it with traffic from many sources. With sometimes thousands of zombie computers at their disposal, attackers will often use botnets to flood their target websites with millions of HTTP browser-based requests per second. These traffic floods can disrupt or completely block the services of targeted websites. And DDoS attacks can last hours, days, or even weeks. In fact, one DDoS attack in 2021 lasted more than 776 hours, which is over a full month. DDoS attacks are frequently used for extortion. The attackers behind botnets will often send emails to organizations threatening to launch the DDoS attack if a ransom isn't paid. If they don't get the ransom, they'll gradually ramp up the DDoS attack to put pressure on their victims to pay quickly. Because botnets are so common and they can be used to make a lot of money, some botnet owners sell DDoS attacks as a service. DDoS as a service enables any criminal to conduct these attacks without needing any technical skills or resources of their own. The ever-increasing number of poorly secured internet-connected devices and the chance to use them to make money is driving the growth of botnets and DDoS attacks. This is why we can expect botnets and DDoS attacks to continue playing a big role in the cybersecurity threat landscape for some time. Although botnets and distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks may be growing threats on the cybersecurity threat landscape, there are effective ways to minimize your exposure to them. In this video, I'll cover how to protect against botnet and DDoS attacks and how to keep your systems from becoming part of a botnet. We'll start by talking about 5 ways to protect your websites and online applications from DDoS attacks. First, you absolutely must have either firewalls or web application firewalls, or WAFs for short, in front of your websites. Firewalls and WAFs can be used to detect and block unwanted and abnormal traffic. They can also be used to control or throttle the traffic that reaches your applications. Firewalls and WAFs, though, can still be overwhelmed by DDoS attacks. The second way you can protect against DDoS attacks is by using load balancers, or content delivery networks, or CDNs for short. Load balancers and CDNs can share the traffic load across servers in different locations, which waters down the DDoS attack. Third, consider using DDoS defense systems or service providers that specialize in protecting organizations from these attacks. Cloudflare, for instance, provides a service that can absorb DDoS traffic and route only legitimate traffic to your web servers. Next, a good network monitoring system will detect unusual internet traffic like a DDoS attack once it starts. Notifications from a network monitoring system will give you an early warning about the attack so you can respond quickly. And finally, develop a denial of service response plan. Define who will be on the response team in the event of a DDoS attack, and write down the procedures that must be followed in the event of an attack. When you have these protections in place, you can hire a qualified third-party firm to conduct a DDoS test. There are many security companies that specialize in pretend DDoS attacks, load tests, and other external threat simulations. They can help identify system misconfigurations, network bottlenecks, poor incident response, and more. Now let's talk about how to keep your systems from joining a botnet. Since the primary way systems are taken over and added to botnets is through the use of malware, The best way to protect your systems is by using effective anti-malware. Make sure you're using the latest version with the most current malware definitions. Next, you should monitor your system processes, investigating any that look unusual or take excessive CPU or memory. These can be signs that your system is part of a botnet. And of course, follow good enterprise security practices. Example practices include: make sure all your devices have strong passwords. Keep software, firmware, and applications updated and patched. Implement anti-spam controls on your email server. Use web filtering to block access to sites that commonly host malware. And conduct regular user security awareness training and phishing training. These may seem like basic security tasks, but they'll go a long way toward protecting your systems from becoming part of a botnet. Botnets and DDoS attacks are getting bigger and more common. And, like an arms race, their attack methods are getting more creative and evolving to overcome existing defense measures. Take the steps I covered in this video to protect your organization's data from botnet and DDoS threats.